what country that you want to adopt from.
Stop. Stop. Anyways, do we want to hold hands or no?
I feel like you're going to want to talk with your hand, so if I'm holding your hand, then I'm just going to be like a passenger on your hand talking, and it's just going to look awkward.
Okay.
Especially if we're trying to also walk forward. It's like trying to walk and chew bubblegum at the same time.
It's not like that at all.
We should have already talked about this.
Okay, anyways, rolling, action. All right, so step one, when you are starting, that was.
If we walk faster, then by the time we get to what we're done saying,
A bug actually went down my throat.
Right here.
So step one in the overseas adoption process is to find a reputable adoption agency that you know you can trust.
Right, and if you already have a country that you're interested in adopting from, all you have to do is make sure that you're connecting with an adoption agency that offers adoptions in that country.
So what does that mean? That's like if you know that you want to adopt from Nigeria, then you would need to make sure that you find an adoption agency that offers Nigeria as one of their programs. And if you're interested, the name of our adoption agency that we've used for all 3 adoptions
Nightlight Christian Adoptions.
Yes, nightlight.org if you want to check them out. Down. Now you might say, do I even need an adoption agency? Well, typically, yes. More countries are becoming Hague accredited, which means you have to go through an agency. You cannot just go over and fall in love with a child and choose to bring that child home. Now, of course, God can do anything, but typically this is the way that it has to be done. So how do you know which country to adopt from? Well, it's really up to you and what God places on your heart. He has a child out there for you, so you just have to let him lead you to wherever that child is.
2 out of our 3 adoptions were actually done through something called a waiting list. So it's a list of children from all over the place, and through this waiting list you can then get connected with a child that the Lord is calling you to, like with Wella and with our upcoming adoption for Oakland.
So we are in the middle of our 3rd international adoption, and God highlights children in different ways. Maybe you've visited a country and you've always thought it would be so amazing to adopt a child from that country. Something else that you need to look at are the requirements for the different countries. Some countries require that you live in country longer.
Some have different age requirements.
Yep.
So you have to be at least 25 years old for most countries. Some countries say that there has to be a particular gap between you and the age of the child.
So if you're not able to leave your job, if you're not able to leave your family, then a country like China might be a good option because you only have to be gone 2 weeks.
Uganda,
like,
you have to live there
I think 2 years.
2 years in Uganda you have to live.
So once you know what country you want to adopt from, you can submit an application to the adoption agency of your choice.
Right, and that really needs to come after you figure out what country you want to adopt from, because each application is country specific. In our case right now, we're in the Nigerian process, and we had to submit a letter of intention to adopt to the Nigerian ministries.
Some agencies might let you submit an application so you can get started on a home study, even if you don't know which country you want to adopt from, so you just have to check with them. So once your application is approved, you can then start the education checklist. Now this is usually online videos, book reading, book reports, whatever your specific agency wants you to do.
Some let you do online, some others force you to come in person to do it at their locations.
And what's the education about?
Yeah, so the education, it can be anything from learning how to attach with your child or bond with your child, really preparing yourself for the complexities and the intricacies of bringing a child into your home who is coming from a place of loss and potential brokenness. And some children are institutionalized for years at a time, and then bringing them into a family space and being able to thrive successfully. So while you're in the process of doing your education and reading your books and doing your studying, you can begin your home study process.
Yeah, so the home study entails things like a lot of paperwork, uploading birth certificates, marriage certificates, all the stuff having to do with your identity. And then you also have to do interviews with the social worker who's doing the home study.
Right.
And then she will also come to your home and do like a home inspection to make sure your home is safe, make sure you have smoke alarms, fire extinguishers, baby gates. I mean, it depends on the age of the child you're adopting, and it also depends on the country that you're adopting from, because again, each country has their own specific requirements for your home. So step 6 is you have to apply to USCIS.
Yeah, using the application for determination of suitability to adopt a child.
Yeah, it's called the I-600A or the I-800A, depending on whether you're adopting from a Hague country or not.
Another level of scrutiny by the government to see if you're able to do it. All right, commercial break.
So let's just take a pause for a minute. Does all of this sound a little bit overwhelming? I know it was for us. Yeah.
Didn't even script that.
No, none of this is scripted, don't worry.
Great. Here.
Yeah, stop. Stop. So great news if you're feeling overwhelmed or you don't even know where to start or how to start or how are you even gonna walk through this journey. We just launched an online adoption coaching ministry.
So we empower first-time adoptive parents to find delight in the adoption journey through personalized online coaching and support, because every child deserves a mommy and a daddy who will answer the call.
So head on over to our website to learn more, delightinthejourney.com. You can even schedule a call with us and we can just talk through some of your fears, doubts, questions, or maybe you're already in the middle of an adoption and you just want someone there walking with you through this journey. We are the ones to help you and encourage you during this stressful but beautiful time.
Coming. I'm hung up.
Okay, so the final step before you get to go over and meet your child is the dossier.
Yeah, this is what the country is going to be looking at. So this is the thing that holds all the information, like
your home study report, USCIS approvals, birth certificates, background checks, medical reports, financial documents, letters of recommendations. It's all it's all the documents that you've done combined. So they receive your whole packet and then they have the final say on whether they approve you to adopt the child.
Right.
All of these documents have to be either notarized or apostilled.
Apostle?
Apostilled?
Apostille?
Oh, apostilled?
Apostille? Apostille?
Apostilled?
That process ensures that the documents aren't forgeries and that there's swallowed a bug.
And somewhere along this process, you're either going to be matched with a child and you'll be able to accept a referral of a child, or you'll find a child on a waiting list.
It's all kind of happening at the same time. There are definitely things that come in steps and phases, but you can complete a lot of things simultaneously.
Yeah. So once your dossier is approved, you get to go to the country and meet your child and then follow the steps from there. It usually involves a court hearing and...
Do we want to go into detail on that?
No, that'll be a different video.
A later video is what I'm
There's
saying?
so much more there, yeah. So this is just the steps to begin the overseas adoption process to the point of meeting your child.
Make sure you subscribe so you don't miss the next video that we're going to put out about the next thing that you want to learn about.